Two videos, 2 days in a row. Oh my God. What are we? Fucking back in like, what, 2015, 2016? You better watch it. I might start making more than one video a day, and then, the world will fucking go crazy. Uh, so, one of the occupational hazards about being me is that anytime I have a friend with a question, with like a legal issue or anything, they always come to me, and as I've said a million and one times, both, from the inception of this channel and even before, I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a lawyer yet. I simply happen to know quite a bit more about the legal system and how it works than the average citizen. As time has gone on and as I've continued through my education, I've learned a lot more about how the legal system works than the average citizen. And then, pretty soon I'll be an attorney and I can take that disclaimer off of shit. But as of right now, I just happen to know a lot more about how the legal system works than the average citizen does. And so as a result, as you can imagine, anytime that a friend, an acquaintance, anybody has a sort of legal question, they come to me and I try to answer it. If I just don't know the answer, I will refer them to an attorney, or I'll say, dude, I can't really help you with that. This is my best guess. I would research this before I, take me seriously. So, a friend of mine, Inga, funny thing about Inga. Funny thing about Inga. I love this woman to death. I do. I've known her for years. I've known her, I think, like fucking 11 years now, 10 years, something like that. I have to be very careful. I got like a really nasty, I don't know if you can see that, paper cut today at the office. Occupational hazard of being a receptionist. It fucking sucked, man. I've been there like 3 months. And this is the first time that I've gotten a paper cut this fucking bad. And it totally threw off my whole day. But anyway, so Inga, who is an Italian woman with a Swedish name living in Ohio, like, I think about that and my brain like damn near gets an aneurysm from just trying to compute. She's fabulous. I love her to death. She's a pinup. She's like fucking super mom. She's got a shit ton of kids just like me. She cusses like a motherfucker just like me. Like, yeah, I love this woman to death. And she's super fucking smart. She's like uber smart. And she posted, she tagged me in a post recently on Facebook. And she asked me a question about that whole gypsy case, the one where the mom had like Munchausen by proxy and convinced her daughter like her whole life that she was super sick to defraud people out of money and shit. And then like the daughter found out that it was bullshit and she somehow got her internet boyfriend to fucking kill her mom and, that whole mess. And, so my friend Inga, posted this question to me. I'm gonna read it to you real quick and minimize that. Okay, so she tells me, Casey, darling, I know you know about this case, Dee Dee and Gypsy Blanchard. I would love to know your opinion on Nicholas Godjon. I even joined a group. They have a page as well. My opinion. Do I think he should be in jail for as long as he is? No, he was manipulated by Gypsy to do the crime. Does Gypsy deserve to be in jail? Yes, but big but, it should not be for long because it should be justifiable. The torture that she went through. Casey, correct me if I'm wrong, but couldn't she get charged for manipulating Nicholas to murder her mother, kind of like how Charles Manson manipulated people to murder Sharon Tate and others? So this is a fantastic question, Inga. And the thing is, though, is that when it comes to stuff like this, we're talking about morality versus legality. Okay, so there's a big difference. What is moral is not always legal, and what is immoral is not always illegal. Do you see what I'm saying? So, is it immoral to say, talk a senior citizen into signing over all of their assets to you? Absolutely, it's immoral. But if it can be proven that that senior citizen wasn't suffering from dementia, wasn't suffering from, some sort of, issue with the brain. A judge is going to pretty much tell you, like, sorry, pumpkin, you made a stupid choice. It's kind of like, like the romantic partners that take super advantage of their other romantic partner. And, they get a lot of goods from them. They get a lot of money, blah, blah, blah. And then they move on to the next one. That's immoral as fuck. But is it illegal? No, unfortunately. Because the law presumes that you have free will. Now, I understand that the gentleman in this case has some kind of a developmental issue, but that is not enough to prove diminished capacity. Okay, there's a big difference between medically insane and legally insane. This is why diminished capacity is very rarely used successfully by attorneys, is because it's not difficult to prove somebody medically insane. If you're running around the streets naked with a fucking rubber glove on your head screaming, "Hi, I'm a squid," yeah, you're fucking insane. But is that enough to denote that you were legally insane at the time of the crime? No, because most courts will go based off of something called the Monotone Rule. Now, the Monotone Rule, basically, to condense it, distill it down to its most basic fucking principle, is the idea of, if at the moment of the commission of the crime, did you understand the difference between right and wrong? Did you understand that your actions were wrong in the moment of the commission of the crime? That is very difficult to prove. That is very, very difficult to prove because there's no tangible evidence that they can use to prove that. Okay? So the concept of, should he get a lesser sentence because of his disability and his being talked into and manipulated and coerced into committing this crime? Unfortunately, speaking from a legal standpoint, no. Why? Well, because, and this is going to sound harsh as shit, but y'all got to understand, I'm operating from the brain of somebody who is pursuing her law degree, somebody who's trying to start thinking like a lawyer, okay? What is immoral is not technically illegal. What is moral is not technically legal. We have to remember this as we go forward through this discussion, because I already know I'm going to get my ass handed to me. The fact is that if he's on the spectrum, that does not negate his ability to tell right from wrong. And at the core, whether it was justifiable or not, he knew that taking another human being's life is wrong. That is the basis of our legal system, period. Full stop. Taking the life of another human being is wrong. Taking something that does not belong to you is wrong. Violating another person's body is wrong. Period. Full stop. Okay? So when you look at it from that angle, and then you look at how the autistic community has pushed for them to be understood to not be any different from those of us that are technically neurotypical. I say technically because some people that are supposed to be neurotypical are really stupid. A lot of people, as a matter of fact. The fact of the matter is that even autistic people, it has been even proven that even the nonverbal autistic people can understand the basic concept of right and wrong. And as such, and as he is a grown man, and true, he's at, an 80 level IQ, it doesn't matter. He still understands the basic concept of right and wrong. And just because his girlfriend talked him into it doesn't diminish his responsibility in the act. Okay? Now, as for whether that little shithead should be in prison, yes, she absolutely fucking should. She absolutely should. That is not how you handle your problems. Okay, her mom was psychotic. Okay, her mom fucking put her through all these needless medical treatments and all that other shit. And do not get me wrong, I am not diminishing the horror that has to be. I mean, oh my God, who the fuck does that? It does not diminish her understanding of right and wrong. If she could talk her boyfriend into murdering her mother, that means that she also could have talked her boyfriend into driving to her house, packing her and her shit up, putting her in his car, and taking her away from her psychotic mother. No murder required. As such, that little girl needs to be in prison. She does need to be tried for first degree or even capital murder, because clearly this was a plan that developed over time. Okay? The fact is that whether or not that actually happens is a whole other ballgame. Here's the first fundamental thing that you learn when you are around lawyers 24 hours a day, or at least it feels like 24 hours a day, I swear. Don't get me wrong, love my job. I'm there 9 hours out of every day. And if I've learned nothing from my position, I've learned this. Legal theory and actual legal application are two totally different things. Totally different things. Okay? So in theory, they should fucking put her ass under the prison. In theory. Practical application is quite a bit different, because then we're taking into account all of these subtleties, all of these details, all of this other shit. Okay? So, with that in mind, I would like to circle this discussion back around to, all the talks that we've had over wrongful convictions and the Avery and Dassey case in particular, along with David Thorne. The fact is that when you're pushing for all of these cases and you're like, oh, what the fuck is taking Wisconsin so long? What the fuck is this? Blah, blah, blah. Let me tell you something, kids. I work in a law firm. And I see the practical application every single day of what actually goes on with the legal maneuvering and all that fun shit. Okay? The fact is that when it comes down to things like this, there's a lot of details that y'all aren't seeing. There's a lot of things happening. There's a lot of things going on behind the scenes that you're not seeing when Zellner releases those documents or, whatever. You're not seeing all of the shit that goes on behind the scenes. Okay? So the fact is that when you look at these sorts of things at the bigger picture level, you're like, holy shit, I'm surprised that she's moving as fast as she is. I work for a firm that handles both criminal and civil litigation. And my part in that is it's a lot more heavily leaned towards the criminal side of things. So I'm learning a lot when it comes to that, which is fucking amazing. And yeah, I can tell, and my firm doesn't even handle post appellate work. They don't handle any of that shit. They handle only out the gate. Okay? And I am seeing how long it actually takes for something as minimal as a DUI to be handled. And it's like, what the fuck? Holy shit, that takes forever. I kid you not, the fastest that I've seen a DUI move through the system. Now, mind you, I've been there since October. Okay. The fastest I've seen a DUI move through the system is I just saw one that was filed in September. I just saw one get handled and done this month. This month. Okay? Do you see what I'm saying here? So can you imagine how much work goes into just a case, just like the first initial case, the charging and the initial trial and all that other shit, for something major like a murder? Like a murder? A murder! I shit you not. I shit you not. There is a case in Albuquerque, as a matter of fact, that's been dragging on for 2 years. 2 years to get it to trial. And now I understand why. Now I get it. Because the prosecution has to do all of its shit. And then it has to hand all of that stuff over to the defense. And then the defense has to go through that and go, okay, here's what we need to do to counter that. And then they have to go out and do basically their own fucking investigation to drum up the fucking evidence to counter the prosecution's case. And then while all that shit's going on, there's legal maneuvering and motions and this and that and whiny crybaby bullshit and all kinds of shit. And all of it, the judge has to arbitrate. Okay? So if it takes that fucking long for just the initial trial to happen, can you imagine the kind of shit that has to happen in the appellate phase just to get this shit corrected? So, just saying, might want to think a little bit more before you bitch. Maybe? No? Didn't think so. I'm tired, kids. I gotta tell you, I'm fucking exhausted, man. Like, it has been a wicked week. It's been insane. Absolutely insane. And then, as if that's not enough, we've got a blizzard where I live. This is gonna be fucking fun as shit in the morning. The only thing is that now, so I take my son to work every day. He lives across town from me, a good 20-minute drive. And so I have to leave my house extra early to go and get him and my granddaughter and bring them into town. But my granddaughter has officially decided my title. My title is Guama. And it is the coolest shit every morning to walk into his house and hear her say, Guama! And she gets so excited and she comes and gives me the biggest hug and she gives me kisses and it's just a great way to start the day. So I've been doing that and then, going to work and then I have to take my son home after work because, I gotta say, my kid is doing fucking amazing as a dad. He's kicking his ass. I'm so impressed with my son, to be quite honest. And, all my kids are just amazing kids. They're amazing kids. Like my middle son, he works his ass off, that boy. He really does. And he's actually, him and his brother, my oldest, they're getting ready to drop their first LP. And I'm constantly in awe of their musical accomplishments. And yeah, oh my God. And then my daughter, she is going to a sort of like a magnate school sort of thing. And she takes theater and music. And let me tell you something, kids. I took piano lessons when I was her age for 3 years. And in 14 weeks, this little shit surpassed me. Like, she is a natural on the piano. Oh my God. And yeah, and then, the younger three, they're incredible little kids. And I'm so blessed. I'm so blessed. And then it really helps that like they're well behaved. So we'll be out in public and I'll see some other kid acting a damn fool. And I'm like, come here guys, I need to hug you. Thank you so much for being awesome. Cause wow. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say on that one. But it's been an interesting It's been an interesting year. You know, we didn't really do a recap. I usually do a recap at the end of the year, and we didn't do a recap this year, and I feel like I gypped y'all. So we can do a real quick one right now if y'all are game. So 2019 fucked me up, yo. Oh my god. You know, I think the best meme that I saw about this was just, it was very simple. It just said, do you know what 2019 had? The audacity. And fuck yes it did. Jesus Christ, 2019 kicked my ass. It kicked my ass. It tested everything that I had in me. I mean, okay, look. I'm going to get totally real with y'all. I'm going to get real with y'all because you guys have been with me for what, damn near 5 years now? And actually 5 years. Yeah. Holy shit. Time flies. Tempest Fugit. No, it's been about four and a half. And I gotta tell you, kids, 2019 really fucked me up. Yeah. I made some really, really bad decisions this year. I made rookie mistakes. I made the kind of choices that you only make in your early 20s. Yeah. I went there. I went there. My God. I wound up with a heroin addict as a landlord. Yeah, that was fun. I ended up having to stay with my mother for a few months to get my shit together. My marriage ended, which sucked, and it still sucks. I'm still working through that. Yeah, it really fucked me up. It tested every fucking ounce of strength and resilience and grit and sand that I had in me, and then it fucking kept pushing. And it was hard. It was a rough fucking year. And through it all, I pushed and I tried really hard to keep going. And I gotta tell you, there were quite a few times when I wanted to give up and I just wanted to say, fuck it. You know, apparently this is my lot in life, and I should just be happy with what I have. And it was you. It was all of you that kept me going, that kept me pushing, that held me accountable. And that at the end of the day is really what it is accountability. You know, I couldn't face you to tell you that I was quitting school. I couldn't do it. So I decided not to do it. And I decided not to have to do it. And I kept going. And now look at me, fucking 2 semesters away from graduating. And I gotta tell you, kids, it was hard. It was a hard fucking year. It was a hard year. And I can almost guarantee that 2020 is gonna be worse. Because that's just the way it fucking goes. Fucking Murphy, man. But I'll tell you what. I fucking dare it. I dare it. I dare it to come at me. And it's because of all of you. And I cannot even begin to tell you how much I appreciate every last one of you for your patience and your faith and your support and your trust and everything. You guys, if it wasn't for you, I would not have made it. It fucked me up bad. Really bad. But here I am. And I didn't even need to fucking dose myself up on a shitload of drugs to do it. Eh, Kratz? It's pretty over here on the sober side. I promise. Come with us. So, yeah, 2019, man, it fucked me up. I'm sure it fucked all y'all up, too. It was bad. It was bad for everybody. But I've got high hopes for 2020. And, guess what? I turned 38 on the first of the year. Not bad for 38, huh? I try. Not very hard. So, at any rate, kids, I'm pretty sure that by now you're just like, would you just shut the fuck up? I don't blame you. But I love you all. I'm going to go do some fucking homework, finally. And I'll see you next video. Don't forget to subscribe to me here on YouTube. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter, Mama Phoenix6. And if you boogie on over to the About page here on my channel, you'll find my merch store, my Pinterest boards, and a lot of other goodies. Thank you all very much for watching, and we'll see you soon.